there were name tags that asked folks to write your name in and then put in your pronouns. And for me, I'm like, oh crap, I don't want to do this part.
So often, I think we go through life just assuming this binary world of like male and female and black and white. And even when we do our introductions, we just kind of assume that people look at things the way we do. So when you're going through your introduction, what's going through your head? Like anytime you meet someone new, how is that different from kind of the normative that we grew up in, I think?
It's a great question. So the tricky part for me is making sure I feel safe sharing who I am on a call. And they're all video calls these days. Everything's blue jeans and Zoom and GoToMeeting. And so I think of about 17 things at once before I roll through and introduce myself. Many times, if it's just going to be a call, I may put my pronouns on the screen to let folks know if they'd like to address me or refer to me, what pronouns they can use. I may share them, but honestly, when I'm meeting with clients, it's not something that I roll to. There are some folks that are on my team that know that I'm transgender, and so they'll use they, them pronouns throughout a call, and I feel safe with that happening. Very early on in my journey, I went to a symposium, and I was invited by a trans woman that had befriended me and on the internet. She is local, and she's been a really, really good guide for me. We're similar in age, and she said, hey, in April there's going to be a symposium. You might want to come to this. And so I was terrified. It was a bad morning. There was thunderstorms. There was a marathon going on, like maybe a half marathon. I had to run across the street in the morning, puddles, and there. It was very picturesque of. Like I wasn't supposed to be there, and the world was keeping me away. But I want to cross that street. I want to cross those puddles. I dodged the lightning bolts. And when I got there, there were name tags that asked folks to write your name in and then put in your pronouns. And for me, I'm like, oh crap, I don't want to do this part. I'm not ready. I don't know what I am. I don't know what's going on. All I know is I need to be here, and I need to learn. I need to listen. I need to learn. And then as I kind of mulled around that area, I saw the they, them, and Zinzer. I saw different pronouns I'd never seen. They were new to me, and I thought, ooh, maybe this makes sense to me. And to then take that back and to study a little bit more and better understand who I am and what that journey might look like for me and where I'm finding myself. Then it's okay to be anywhere in that different spectrum, and maybe you're here one day and you're somewhere else tomorrow. I certainly, by the way, embrace there being a binary. For trans men and trans women, if they identify as a trans woman, they're a woman, and that they deserve that right to the binary. And the same thing for my brothers who are trans men. I do strongly believe in there being those binaries. I think they exist for a reason, and that's where people, at least today, that's where people may end up landing. Let them own that binary piece. It's certainly one thing also that what you feel yourself and what you believe to be may be very different than your gender expression. To be in that group, that binary group of a binary woman, you can wear whatever you want. That was the hard part for me, was allowing clothes to define who I was and how I was going to pass through this world. No pun intended. And what I came to, and maybe this is just Captain Obvious stuff, but the realization that whoever I am, it doesn't matter. I'm merely I'm a coat rack, and whatever gets put on me, it doesn't change who I am. I'm still a coat rack. the clothes don't necessarily define the person. And I think that's important for us to understand as we're talking through how people express themselves. For some people, they very well may want that. A trans woman, like really embracing femininity and letting that be a part of their journey is super important. But if they choose to wear a suit and a tie, that doesn't make them any more masculine than they feel that they are. They're still a binary woman. So the idea of a utopia, I think there still lives those binary pieces. That way people have bases they can run to, so to speak, and this is the base they're on, this is the base I'm on. Never stop living your life. Don't assume that that everything else has been preordained, that you already have a path and you're walking that path, and that you need to live up to other people's expectations. Run your race until the finish line, but run that race as you. For me, that's what it came down to was, I'm not going to get another life. This is what I get. And so I need to start living it and accepting it as who I'm meant to be